some peanuts and cracker jack. I don't care if I...
Sandy into his windup. Here's the pitch. Swung on and missed a perfect game.
High fly ball into right field. She is gone. In a year that has been so improbable, the impossible has happened. Fernando Valenzuela has pitched a no-hitter. Thank you, Kershaw. This is a no-hitter. It is gone. It is a walk-off home run for Justin Turner. It's over. Marcy, a walk-off home run. This is way back. Walk 'em off. Chris Taylor.
Give me some peanuts and cracker jack. I don't care if I never get back that...
It's time for Dodger baseball.
Welcome to Dodger Stadium.
Dodgers win.
This is the golden age of Dodger baseball.
Grand slam. It's a double for Freddie. Monkey magic.
They're going to make big signings. They're going to make impact trades. This is the most anticipated season in Dodgers history.
Dodgers have won it all in 2020.
Think blue, bleed blue, and I'm out. What is up, Dodgers Nation? Welcome to the Dodgers Nation post-game show. My name is Doug McKain. You can follow me on X and Instagram at DMac_LA. Thanks for rocking with us. After the Dodgers get a big win in extra innings, they win by a final score of 2-1 in New York. To me, this is the biggest win of the season. To me, this felt like an electric postseason game. You saw the velocity was up across the board. This Dodgers offense, they struggled mightily throughout, just 3 hits heading into extra innings. They found a way to get a couple runs thanks to a clutch base hit double by Teoscar Hernandez. He doubles in 2 runs. That puts the Dodgers on top 2-1. And then you don't mess with the Yohan Ramirez. He gives up a run, but then finds a way to get the job done. And the Dodgers, they get a big win, and they shut this Yankees lineup down for the most part. They held a Yankees lineup that is the best in baseball offensively when it comes to overall production. They held them to no runs through 10 innings, and they found a way to hold them to just 1 run for the entire game. Dodgers get the dub. Look, I know it's 1 game out of 162 games, but you can't tell me that tonight's win doesn't feel a little more special, a little bigger than most of the games in the regular season this season. But your Dodgers are now at 40 wins. They're 40-25, 8.5 games up of the San Diego Padres. And just what a night in New York. We're going to break it all down. Yoshinobu Yamamoto, he was masterful. He was absolutely carving up this Yankees lineup. The command was pristine. You saw the velocity up for Yamamoto. On the year, Yamamoto averaged 95.3 miles per hour on his heater. That velocity was up 1.7 miles per hour. He topped out at 98.4, and he was averaging 97 on the 4-seam fastball. Yamamoto is a born winner. Yamamoto is someone that he is going to be big time for this franchise for the next 12 seasons, right? He's going to be someone that is going to want the bright lights of the postseason. That was his reputation in the NPB. You also saw the glove work. He's won 3 straight Gold Glove awards in the NPB. Saw some great glove work. You saw just incredible pitching and really an outstanding job from this Dodgers team. You got the Blake Trinan versus Stanton. I know your heart stopped. I lost a couple years of my lifespan just with that. I knew it was out. I knew it was going to be an out, but I didn't freak out. But yeah, everyone was unclenching those butt cheeks after that one. Daniel Hudson, Michael Grove. I mean, just a team effort from the pitching side, and you're really glad that the pitching stepped up and that the hitting found a way. The offense that struggled throughout the night, and you look at where they were at heading into extra innings, heading into the 11th inning. I mean, they really didn't even create very many opportunities at all. I mean, this is a team that just struggled to get anything going on the night, but they found a way to win. And you look at this Dodgers team, they were said to be getting swept in New York. Everyone said the Yankees are going to sweep the Dodgers, but Dodgers, they take the first game of this 3-game set in New York. But we're going to break it all down. We got my big takeaways from tonight's win. We got our Dodger dog of the game. I think that's pretty obvious who that's going to be. Probably going to go with my guy, Mr. Yoshinobu Yamamoto tonight. I mean, he's definitely an early candidate. You could also go with Teoscar Hernandez.
Dodger dog of the game.
But first and foremost, let's do a little roll call. Where are you representing Dodgers Nation from tonight? Give me those cities. Give me those zip codes. Drop those down below in the comment section. And what are your big takeaways from tonight's win? But you're watching the #1 Dodgers postgame show here on YouTube. And also want to remind you that if you're watching the live stream, you're eligible for our next giveaway, which is an Ohtani Gray, Road Gray Authentic. You got to comment Go Ohtani down below. Okay, guys, lots to get into tonight, but I want to hit at least 20 comments here. We got Johan had me worried for 2.2 seconds. That's from Denny Cortez. How about Johan Ramirez? I mean, this is someone who was on the brink of getting DFA'd. It was on the brink of just being off of this roster. And then a couple weeks later, I mean, you had the Dave Roberts moment. He goes out there. He's showing him some love. He's putting his arms around him. And he has been perfect since then. But I don't think without that moment, you have what we saw tonight, him getting the big save in New York. But this game had to have the highest viewership on TV. That's from Grizzly_OSO. Definitely that's a fire take right there. We got the 619 Clowns. We got the Apple TV broadcast was horrendous. Yeah, I felt like that meme where it's the Jose Mourinho soccer meme. He has the headphones like, he doesn't want to listen to it. I was watching SNLA, the great Oral Hershiser and Joe Davis. They were on the call, so I just stuck with that one. Nando says, Gavin Lux is a bust. Come on now, let's celebrate for a second. D-backs #1 fan. Dave whispered to Ramirez, relax, you're going to be the Yankees daddy tonight. That's a fire take. That's definitely a fire take from Mr. D-Max #1 fan out there. Got to show you some love for that super, that screen name right there. So definitely going to give you some love. See, my buttons are working right here. Let's get it all fired up. Fire take. And we got John Boy Media in Shambles from Terry Hesticles. We got We Are the Boys of Summer. That's from Virus over on YouTube. Honestly, when Ramirez came out, it was burning me. Let's go Stone Tomorrow's from Alfonso Rodriguez. Yoshi, the OG. Yeah, lots to get into with Yoshinobu Yamamoto's performance. He was absolutely outstanding tonight. I think that we learned tonight that Yoshinobu Yamamoto, I mean, he's right. When he's on, he's right up there with Tyler Glasnow. I think it's not a 1 and 2. I think it's a 1A and 1B. That's how good Yoshinobu Yamamoto is. And he proved that tonight. The fastball over 98 miles per hour, averaging 97 on the heater. You saw that splitter just hitting the corners all night long. He was absolutely phenomenal. We're going to get into his outing. But yeah, Yoshinobu Yamamoto, I mean, just nasty stuff. Nastier than a gas station bathroom. Just filthy, filthy stuff all night long. And the walk to Aaron Judge almost worked out in his favor. He came back, was able to get Giancarlo Stanton. But we're going to do our inning-by-inning breakdown in just a little bit. I just want to get all of your fire takes in here before we dive into it. Can we get a shoey? Man, I don't have any alcohol in me, so no shoey right now. It's down in the other part of the studio. Modesto, California in the house. We got Go Ohtani from Whittier. Shout out to Whittier. We got hashtag it's time for Dodger baseball in Houston. We got people rock with us from Tokyo, Japan. Kimonaki. We got from Santa Clarita, Glasnow's home. Yeah, you guys are lighting it up. No Dodger dog today. More like dinosaur. Okay. We got Go Ohtani from DMAC Jr. Yeah, comment Go Ohtani down below. And more times you comment also after the episode into the comment section, it increases your chances. We got tons of giveaways on the way here on the Dodgers Nation YouTube channel. Offense was still terrible, though. 4 hits in 11 innings. That won't cut it. Absolutely. Absolutely, right? Tonight, the offense, they were stagnant throughout. And you looked at the way this game was shaping up to be, is it was going to be a major disappointment when you consider the fact that it looked like, okay, 11 runs against the Pirates, maybe they were going to turn the corner, but that just wasn't the case. And I think early on, Kike Hernandez's play, specifically, yeah, it was rough. Make no mistake about it. I mean, Kike had a bad error in the second inning when he was mic'd up. That thing looked like a big Radio Shack earpiece from the 90s, and for some reason he's playing third base, a position where he's had some errors of late, and he's on an Apple TV broadcast. Didn't love that too much, and clearly I don't think he loved it that much either, to be frank. And Then you look at the top of the third inning. He was safe after a fielding error by Torres, and Torres was trying to be Mr. Cool Guy, and he didn't make the play, and that allowed Kike Hernandez to reach base, and then Kike gets picked off. Then what happens after that? You have the top of the lineup. Mookie Betts, he drew a walk, and then Ohtani, he lined out to center. So some momentum-killing plays early on, but really the story of this game early on was Yoshinobu Yamamoto. So Yamamoto, let's not forget. I think people tend to forget that this guy's a rookie. He isn't a rookie. He's 25 years old, right? Yes, he's had tons of success in the NPB. Yes, day one, he already had the best splitter in Major League Baseball. But still, I mean, this guy is learning on the fly, pitching on the biggest stage with the most hyped team that has the highest expectations in the sport. And Yamamoto was outstanding. A masterful performance from Yoshi. He goes 7 innings, gave up no runs on 2 hits, had 7 punch-outs and 2 walks, threw 106 pitches, 72 for strikes, had a 31 called strike and whiff percentage. And with Yamamoto, I think we learned that in the postseason, you're never going to be hot every game, especially against above average pitching, against postseason level pitching. But we know tonight is Yamamoto can handle it against a great lineup. Yes, they were minus Juan Soto, even though he was desperate to enter that game. He had the batting gloves on. It was basically like the Kimbrel in the bullpen in the DS back in 2013, but for the dugout in New York. And he was desperate to come into that game, but still, you still had Aaron Judge. You still had Giancarlo Stanton. You had a Yankees lineup that was pushing runs across for weeks now, and they were on an 8-game winning streak. So that was a very, very hot team. What are your takes on Yamamoto? Let me read some. We got Anthony King. They did a whole interview, the mic'd up player with Kike on Apple Broadcast, and it failed. LOL. Don't interview dudes playing third or short. Yeah, unless you're Miguel Rojas, right? Unless you're elite at that position, I definitely would rather, it's at best a left fielder. I think, look, to me, I get enough entertainment watching the game itself, but he looks like in the batter's box prior to releasing the pitch. His first strikeout against Stanton was absolutely filthy. Yeah, let's look at some more highlights from Yamamoto, because he was just dirty tonight, man. This guy was dirty, and he was just carving this Yankees lineup all night long. You look at the bottom of the first inning, and you mentioned the strikeout to Stanton. That came after an Aaron Judge 2-out double, right? Early in the game. Offense struggling to produce at all, right? This whole entire game, if they get a run there, it's going to snowball, right? Especially with the Dodgers offense, how it looked through the first 10 innings. He gives that double up to Judge, and there he just left the splitter up. But with Judge at second, 2 outs, he strikes out Stanton on 3 pitches. And what you saw there was his ability to change eye levels. The second pitch, he fouled it off. 4-seam fastball, top of the zone. Then he comes back with a slider, down and away, just dirty pitch. He gets out of that inning. Then you jump to bottom of the second inning. Rizzo flied to center for the first out. Then Torres, he was safe on that fielding error by Kike Hernandez. So some unforced errors there. That puts him in a tough position. And then he bounces back. He gets LeMahieu swinging on a 4-seam fastball. Just pumps it, 97. Then Grisham, he singles. And for that one, he leaves the 4-seam fastball a little out of the plate, and then he bounces back, and he strikes out Trevino with a slider. So you saw him going with that slider when he needed a big put-away pitch, and you saw his ability to miss bats when he needed a big out. That is something that this Dodgers rotation has been missing for quite some time, and that's why I was so juiced to get Yamamoto. That's why I was pushing so hard for them to sign him a long time ago. Back in the summertime, we first started talking about him as a possibility because he's an unknown and his stuff is just going to play up. He has world-class stuff. Jump to the bottom of the third. 1-2-3, light work for Yamamoto. He gets Volpe swinging, nasty splitter down the zone. He struck out Verdugo looking, had him just dotting that splitter on the outer half. Just a phenomenal pitch right there. And then he got Judge to ground to short. So 1-2-3 in the third. And then Top of the fourth, Dodgers had a little bit of momentum after Teoscar Hernandez was hit by a pitch, but then Jason Hayward, after a really nice 9-pitch at bat, he grounds to second to get out of the inning. Then a 1-2-3 inning in the fourth for Yamamoto. A big strikeout for Torres. He gets him with the splitter. So that splitter was just on tonight. That splitter was splitting for Yamamoto, and that was evident throughout. So you look at the bottom of the fifth, 1-2-3, then bottom of the sixth. This was the key part of his outing. This was the inning that I think defined the best start of his big league career so far. He gets Volpe to ground to third. He gets Verdugo to line to third. Then he walks Aaron Judge. He was being very careful with Aaron Judge in a tight ball game, a scoreless game at that point. And then you have Giancarlo Stanton that can hit it to the moon at the plate. He gets ahead in the count 1-2, then misses on the fourth pitch, misses arm side with a four-seam fastball up in the zone. He fouls off a slider for the fifth pitch. Then the sixth pitch to the at-bat, four-seam fastball, swinging, attacking top of the zone. That is the big balls pitch right there for Yamamoto. He said, you know what? You bring your best, I'll bring my best. We'll see who wins. And advantage Yoshinobu Yamamoto. And then he comes back out for the seventh. Seventh, he goes 1-2-3-2. I mean, he ends up issuing a one-out walk to Torres, and then he gets the pitcher's best friend, the double play on the first pitch to DJ LeMahieu. So Yamamoto was outstanding, and I think it's clear at this point. I think it's and first of all, don't put him in the conversation with Imanaga. Yes, Imanaga is having a really good year. He's not in Yamamoto's class, and that's evidence tonight because his stuff is so special. Frankie, a $5 super chat. Appreciate you. Feels good knowing Joe Buck wasn't calling the game tonight. Joe Davis is back. Love me some Joe Davis, man. Joe Davis is the coolest one. Orlando Talking Heads going to diminish the Dodgers win because Soto wasn't in the lineup. Hey, it's baseball. And this was the ultimate pitcher's duel today, not just from the starters, because you look at Yamamoto, he goes 7. And you'll look at the pitching side with Poteet. He ends up not going that deep into this game. The Dodgers did a really nice job early on, kind of getting that pitch count up, but he ends up going 4 2/3. Dodgers get just 2 hits off of him, but they forced him to throw 84 pitches in those 4 2/3 innings. But yeah, I mean, they did a really nice job. I mean, Victor Gonzalez had his moments tonight. Caleb Ferguson had his moments tonight. And I think, Victor Gonzalez, he took over for Poteet after Mookie Betts singled there with 2 outs there in the top of the 5th inning. And Gonzalez, he ends up retiring Shohei Ohtani, and he gets him out on just 2 pitches. So really nice job by Victor Gonzalez. But then it was back to Yamamoto. And you look at the walks for Yamamoto. I mean, the you walk to Judge, you're not worried about that, right? And especially when you bounce back and get a strikeout to Giancarlo Stanton. But, hey, give Caleb Ferguson some credit, too, because he was able to shut the Dodgers down as well. And then the Dodgers got their own redemption with Anthony Banda. Anthony Banda, former Yankee, he was on the bump there in the bottom of the 8th, scoreless game. You had Anthony Volpe, you had Alex Verdugo. They get back-to-back singles. Then Dave Roberts, he goes to Blake Trinan to face Aaron Judge. You got 2 on. There's 2 outs. You have a tie scoreless game. It felt like that was the second big moment. The first one was Giancarlo Stanton with Judge at second, with Yamamoto on the mound. He gets that big strikeout. And then you get this moment with Blake Trinan, who's been absolutely phenomenal for the Dodgers so far this season in his return after a couple years of being out dealing with injuries. Well, then it's a deep at-bat. They're battling, fantastic battle there with Blake Trinan and Giancarlo Stanton. And then what happens? Who wins? It's Mr. Blake Trinan. Just the second pitch of the at-bat, he gets him to fly out with a sinker. And I know a lot of you guys hard stop right there, but still just a really nice job by the Dodgers bullpen tonight as a whole. And then how about Daniel Hudson? Daniel Hudson, he goes 1-2-3. Nasty strikeout of LeMahieu. He had a filthy slider on the inside corner. And then we head to extra innings. So extra innings is always a point of contention for Dodgers fans because, look, the truth of the matter is they've had their ups and downs in recent years when it comes to their success in extras. And really the first thought was, okay, you got Gavin Lux there. He's the leadoff guy. You have I mean, he's swinging away. And he takes strike 3 looking, 4-seam fastball in the inside corner for the first out. Then Kike Hernandez, he grounds into a fielder's choice, and then Volpe elects to go to LeMahieu. They get the lead runner at third, and then Mookie Betts, he's able to draw a 5-pitch walk. That sets the Dodgers up with runners on first and second and 2 outs for Shohei Ohtani. And Ohtani, a little aggressive during that at-bat. You might want to see a little more patience. And he ends up grounding out to first, but you're talking about a batted ball that was 107.8 miles per hour off the bat and had a 630 expected batting average. So, I mean, they almost took the lead there in the 10th inning, but then how about Michael Grove? Michael Grove, he's another Dodger dog of the game tonight. I was scared. Everyone's saying, oh, it's Grover. Michael Grove, it's Grover. What does he do? He just gets the job done. You got Grisham to foul to right. You got Grisham to fly to right. You got Trevino to foul out to third. And Volpe, he flied to center. And then top of the 11th inning, that is where the magic happened for your Los Angeles Dodgers. Freddie Freeman, he draws a leadoff walk. Smith lines to center. That set up the Dodgers with Teoscar Hernandez with runners on first and second. You had 2 strikes. He fouls off the 3rd pitch. Down the 4th pitch, Teoscar Hernandez, he puts the Dodgers up with a clutch 2-run double.
He lines one toward left center field, moving over after it. It's Verdugo, can't get it as it bounces to the wall. It scores Ohtani. Freeman's right behind him, and it's Teoscar Hernandez who breaks the scoreless drought with a 2-run double.
So there you go. I specifically remember Teoscar Hernandez saying one of the reasons why he signed with this team was because he wanted to join a team where he would be up in clutch situations, in big spots. And on the year heading into tonight's game, he was hitting 200 with runners in scoring position on the season. So to have Teoscar Hernandez have that kind of success definitely is a major highlight and one of the moments of the season. But here we go. We got Mario Go Off King Doug. What up, Mario? Rock with us. Yeah, let's do 20 comments right here. Keep firing away your takes, guys. I'm going to get to as many as I possibly can. David Sabatini, double Dodger dog of the game. Yamamoto and Hernandez. We got Bullpen was fired tonight. We got Ohtani is playing like an ordinary player. Has he lost his magic? I mean, he just hit a home run off of Paul Skeens a few days ago. I think he's going to be just fine. But the star tonight was another Japanese player, and that's Yamamoto. Anthony Keene says Yamamoto is underrated AF. What does AF mean? Oh, yeah, I mean, other pitchers play. The other pitchers are getting all the national media, but Yamamoto is living up to the contract. Bet if he sucked, it'd be on every national show. He's dominating. Absolutely. I mean, that's a fire take from Mr. Anthony Keene, who's always rocking with us here on the Dodgers Nation postgame show. And I appreciate you, my man. And you couldn't have said it better, is that if he was struggling, it would be a massive story. It would be a extreme narrative. The Dodgers, they got a lemon. They got a bust of a guy. They overpaid $325 million. But it really hasn't been a story that they're talking about him. And the fact that he is having success, that he is someone who I think should firmly be in consideration for Rookie of the Year. You guys know my preseason prediction was I had Yamamoto winning the Cy Young. I talked to scouts from Japan that told me that they felt like in year one, he could, by year's end, be one of the best pitchers in all of Major League Baseball. So absolutely, there's no doubt about that. And the thing about Yamamoto is he's just going to get better. He's going to get better. I think tonight was just a major confidence booster to be able to go into New York and just absolutely, I mean, Chief says that 4-pitch second inning was a great hitting approach and performance. Yeah, they were definitely not good. Nando390 says, D-Mac, what's a realistic trade package for Luis Robert? I dropped a video early about Luis Robert. You can go back and check that out for sure. Highly recommend it. But yeah, Yamamoto. Last 12 starts, a 2.41 ERA. A 2.41 ERA in his last 12 starts. He is absolutely legit. Seabass, 8100. Shout out for you for the super chat. And if you want to drop it in there again, I will definitely get to that. We got when Aaron Boone saw Yamamoto pitching, he said, "Yeah, we got to get one of those." That's a fire. That's a comment of the show. Comment of the show. Blake threw in cartoon pitches. It's wiffle ball. It doesn't make sense. It's pitch crap. But I think the thing about Blake Trinan and what makes him special is, yes, you're going to see those pitches that move more than a military family. Yes, you're going to see him stop the steal when he's out there, try to hold base runners. But I think also what you're going to see for him is his ability to miss barrels at an elite level. That's what makes him special. That's what makes him elite, along with the nasty stuff. Because when he does that, you get moments like we saw with Stanton where it's a fly out versus something that's flying over the wall. So I think that, to me, is what makes him a unique pitcher, is the soft contact that he's able to induce, and we saw it on full display tonight. We got Dodgers sweeping the series, D-Mac. That's from Hector Ramirez. Okay. Trying to finish him. I like that. Doc, hugs work magic. I need those hugs too. Hug CT3, right? Hug Kike right now, man. I mean, come on now. Yo, D-Mac, should we be worried about Ohtani? That's from Terry Hesticles. No. I mean, the thing about Ohtani, yes, he has been slumping over the last couple of weeks. There's no doubt about that. I'm not here to be Ohtani's PR team, right? I mean, he definitely is not looking his best at the plate. I think you're seeing a overly aggressive Ohtani at times, and one that it's just not getting to the fastball up in the zone and certain fastballs throughout the zone, like we saw when he was absolutely on fire in the month of May. And you look at Shohei, I mean, it's tough to really get upset about a guy who's hitting .312 and has a .955 OPS on the season, 15 home runs, 17 doubles, 2 triples. But if you want to look at just his recent performance, it's tough to deny it. I mean, last 12 games for Shohei, he's 9 for his last 52. He's hitting 173 with a 545 OPS, 2 home runs, and a triple. So you're seeing the slug go down. You're seeing the strikeouts go up, 18 strikeouts during that stretch, 3 walks during that stretch. So I don't think that the hamstring is too big of an issue. At least that's the hope. But I definitely think that he's not feeling his best in the box. I think from a mechanical standpoint, he's trying to stay consistent and then just bank on the fact that the results are going to be there at the end of the day. But yeah, make no mistake about it. It's a long season, and even the best players, they go through slumps. But am I worried about it? On a scale of 1 to 10, I would say let's do a negative 50,000. Okay, I'm not worried about Shohei Ohtani. He's going to be just fine. He's going through a little slump. Maybe the hamstring is bothering him a little bit as far as the lower body goes. Talk to a lot of hitters. They talk about being connected to the ground, and your hamstring plays a major role in doing that. So I think that could also be a factor as well. But I still think Shohei is doing just fine if you look at his season as a whole. But let me know down below on the scale of 1 to 10. Are you guys concerned at all about Shohei Ohtani? We got Michael Grove for Aaron Judge. Hey, who says no? We got, that's a bruh. We're going to do our first bruh of the night. Least Coast Media on Suicide Watch tonight. I'd be stroking, going full like Kendrick Lamar, full Tupac right there, dropping meet the Steinbrenners over there. Okay, D-Mac. Let's see. I'm washing dishes while I listen. You're killing it, brother. Go, D-Mac. Hey, thanks for rocking with us, my man. How Butt Killer. The names always get me, guys. The names are where we get the bruz. 7 Ks in 7 innings. Hey, let's do the math there. A strikeout per inning. You love it. Big E. And also, the thing about the other big takeaway from Yamamoto's start is the exit velocities, is the soft contact that you saw throughout the night. Because when Yamamoto gets in trouble, it's when opponents are sitting on fastballs or they're ambushing fastballs and they're able to square him up. And if you look at on the season, he's in the 34th percentile in barrel rate. He's in the 13th percentile in hard hit percentage. Tonight was a different story. He didn't have a ton of hard contact. He got that big double play late in his start there in the 7th inning. And you just look at the exit velocities in this game, and Yoshinobu Yamamoto, the double play were against DJ LeMahieu. That was a little hot off the bat. It goes as a double play. And you look at Trent Grisham, the single, 106.8 miles per hour off the bat. But really outside of that, I mean, Jose Trevino ground out 97.6 miles per hour. I mean, not a ton of hard contact against Yamamoto. And I think that was a result of his ability to command the strike zone tonight and just having the feel for that splitter. That splitter is world class. That splitter is what makes him special, because when he has a fastball command and you're tunneling it, and remember, his release point is lower than just about most pitchers in Major League Baseball, right? So when he has that in effect, that just makes him so tough. And his ability to navigate his way through this Yankees lineup, it was just very, very impressive. And yeah, I mean, just what a night. What a night for Dodger baseball. Let's be honest. That felt like it was a little more than a regular season win. And I mean, if like there's a world where they lose tonight, we're all screaming because Gavin Lux wasn't bunting there in the 10th inning. And for that one, it's tough to disagree with you. But here we go. We don't need to worry about the weekly rankings. They're meaningless. Healthy rotation, consistent lineup in October will mean a championship. That's from Bob Student. CSR, can we go into the settings and turn the difficulty level down? It's a fire take. Look, like the great Vince Scully said, nothing ever comes easy for the Dodgers. Whether it was in Brooklyn, I mean, you saw their record against the Yankees. I mean, faced off 11 times, they have 3 wins to show for it. Before they won in 55, they had lost year after year. So that's just how it is for this Dodgers team. And guess what? That's why you love them too. NDP will launch. You can't say no to these guys. We got D-Mac is my therapist. Hey, man, I'm your shoulder to cry on, man. And you're my therapist too, guys. I mean, we get through this season together. We get through the postseason together. I need this. We got $5 super chat from Chris Yoshinobu Yamamoto. Take Chris Taylor off the intro. Okay, that's messed up. That's messed up by you. But if they look. He's on. Let's keep him on the intro for now, okay? I don't want to hear Chris Taylor. I don't want to see your CT 0 for 3. I don't want to hear swing and miss Chris, okay? Chris Taylor. Let's not forget the diving catches in Milwaukee 2018, first pitch of the 2017 World Series on Dallas Keuchel, the wild card walk off in 2021, the birth of Octave, the 3 home run game. You never know. Let's not forget too. He was 8 for 72. 8 for his last 72 before he hit that walk-off shot against Reyes. So, hey, maybe after an IL stint, he can find some magic. But, hey, D-Mac was burying the closer with a 7-run lead, predetermined like all the questionable decisions. That's from Chief. So, look, you kind of had to do that when you look at how he was being used. And, of course, you're referring to Evan Phillips being used the day prior. And he was left out there to throw 31 pitches. So, because of that, he was going to be unavailable. And the thought process is you still have Blake Trinan, you still had Daniel Hudson, and you had your second best pitcher on the mound, and that's just how it's going to be sometimes through the course of a 162 game season. It's not ideal, and me personally, I mean, has really nothing to do pertaining to his usage tonight, but still, I mean, I still think that Evan Phillips' best role is not as their lights out closer. I do think it's as him being a matchup nightmare, right? I mean, going closer by committee, and you're playing the best matchup there, and I think that's really the key to his success, I think, in the postseason. I don't want to see a push-button bullpen because I just don't think that's modern baseball, man. I think you got to take advantage of those matchups. We got bullpen king is king. That's from Mario Landaverde. Yeah, you know what? This is the thing. It wasn't just, I mean, one of my big takeaways tonight, first big takeaway clearly is Yoshinobu Yamamoto. He has arrived. Yamamania is real. He stepped up on a big stage and he carved up this Yankees lineup. 7 scoreless innings, 7 punch-outs, getting Stanton there with Judge on second. The emotion, the aura, the dog, whatever you want to call it. Yamamoto has all that and then some. That's the number one takeaway. He's a true ace and he's only going to get better. And I think it's 1A and 1B with Tyler Glasnow and Yoshinobu Yamamoto as to who is the ace of this Dodgers starting rotation. But second big takeaway, that velo was up, man. It was screaming on all sides. I mean, Yamamoto's up 1.7 miles per hour. And you saw Blake Trinan's fastball was up 1.2 miles per hour. You had Michael Grove, his fastball tonight down a little bit, but the sinker was actually up. No, his two-seamer, Michael Grove was hitting 99.1. That's how he maxed out on his two-seam tonight, up 1.7 miles per hour. How about you don't mess with the Johan Ramirez. His four-seam fastball was up 1.4 miles per hour. His two-seam was up 2.1 miles per hour. His four-seam topped out at 96.9 miles per hour. So anyone that wants to tell you this was just some other game on the schedule. No, it wasn't. Okay, this is the two, in my opinion, marquee franchises in the sport. The two richest franchises when it comes to their financial muscle and the players that they acquire. You have superstars on both sides. I want to see Juan Soto in there as soon as we can so we can get a true judge of the talent behind both sides. Because, look, the reality is, their biggest takeaway is this offense has a lot to prove. This offense needs to prove that they can handle top-level pitching, and it's not like they were going against Garrett Cole, right? I mean, Poteet, they both went to UCLA, Garrett Cole and Poteet, but still, I mean, he's not someone that's going to mow you down with high-velocity pitching. That's not what he does. In the Dodgers, they just could not figure him out at all, and it's concerning. It is concerning, and I think that, I mean, Poteet, he maxed out at 95 miles per hour. He's a big sinker, curveball, sweeper, changeup pitcher. I mean, he has a really nice mix, but still, I mean, that's not an ace-level pitcher despite the success that he's had this season, and that's something that we're going to be looking at all season long, right? How do the Dodgers fare against elite competition, right? I don't care how they do against Gabby J in Super Punch-Out, right? I care about how they're doing against the top guys, right? The Rick Bruisers, the Nick Bruisers. How are we doing against M. Bison? How are we doing against the final bosses, right? I think that is something that we have to pay attention to for the remainder of the season. The Dodgers towards the bottom in essentially every offensive category against fastballs 97 miles per hour and up. And tonight, they didn't pass that test, and I mean, yeah, Mookie Betts, he goes 1 for 3. Ohtani, he goes 0 for 5. Freddie Freeman goes 0 for 2. He had 2 walks. Betts had 2 walks, so he reached base twice. Will Smith goes 0 for 5. Teoscar Hernandez, Dodger dog of the game, he ends up going 2 for 4. Hayward 0 for 5. Pages 0 for 4. On a couple of Pages, his flyouts. Yeah, let me see those Pages flyouts. I mean, he definitely got some good wood on a couple of them, and you thought maybe he potentially leave the yard. But, yeah, I think, and look, Andy Pages' fly out there in the second inning, it had a 900 expected batting average, was 105.8 miles per hour off the bat, and would have been a home run in 15 of 30 ballparks, including Dodger Stadium. So, yeah, some bad luck here. And even the second Andy Pages fly out there in the 5th inning was 101.4 miles per hour off the bat, had a 650 expected batting average, and would have been a home run in 6 of 30 ballparks in Major League Baseball, including Dodger Stadium. So, yeah, I mean, some bad luck. And on the flip side, I mean, you look late in that game, they're able to get some base hits that find grass on some hits that weren't the hardest hit balls. But Dodgers get the dub either way, and I think sometimes a win like this can get you out of an offensive slump where you can just kind of breathe, kind of feel like, okay, offense was slumping, and you found a way to win. And sometimes you just want to find ways to win in this sport, and that's how you gain momentum. And I think the bats are going to do a lot better tomorrow. We got a 9-inch pincher. Yankees fans are mean, Doug. Someone threw soy sauce on another Dodgers fan in front of me, and he was wearing a white authentic Valenzuela jersey. Okay, that is a bruh. That is a finish him.
Finish him.
Because you don't mess with another man's jersey. You don't mess with another fan's jersey. I don't care what it is. A Fernando jersey, a Judge jersey, a Yamamoto jersey. I'm sure it was crisp. I'm sure it was white, like you said, and that just pains me to see. So I feel for that jersey. I want an update on that jersey. And look, don't throw stuff. Don't throw stuff. Look, to me, boo, heckle, all for that. I am all in on if you paid money and that's your seat, you have every right to boo. You can't cuss out players and do all this and that. And look, if you want to fight at a game, good luck, man. You're going to get, I mean, not going to lie, I do watch it on the X and Instagram, but still, I mean, it's a major no-no, and you don't want to do that. But look, Yankees big mad because you know why? The Dodgers have leapfrogged the Yankees. And yes, they don't have more World Series titles. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is if you're in Major League Baseball and you can pay to see one team right now, it's the Dodgers. And yes, Ohtani's slumping at the moment, but Ohtani's the biggest superstar in the game. Ohtani's a bigger star than Juan Soto and Aaron Judge combined. That's just the truth. That's not even my opinion. That's what marketing tells me. That's what his endorsement tells me. Ohtani makes more in endorsements than Judge, Soto, Kershaw, Trout, all these guys combined. So I think there's a little bit of that where the Yankees say, wow, they are the evil empire out west, and they're the team that everyone's talking about, whereas you got Dodgers jerseys, Ohtani jerseys for sale at Yankee Stadium, okay? They better put all that money towards the Juan Soto Foundation Fund where they're trying to sign him because, yeah, I guarantee you would not see an Aaron Judge Yankees jersey at Dodger Stadium if this series was in LA. But we got Don't Mess with the Johan. That's from Vatteries Greater. Yep, Johan Ramirez. Got to feel good about this guy, man. It's the old Moneyball. Who's the old GM of the A's? Brad Pitt, that's right. So you remember the Moneyball line, of course. You just can't help but feel romantic about this game. How could you not be romantic about baseball? And yes, it's a little sappy, but the Dave Roberts moment a couple weeks ago, and if I'm Chris Taylor, I'm knocking on Dave Roberts' door and saying, hey, come do that to me because I want to perform better and snap out of this slump too. But Johan Ramirez, he strikes out Verdugo on a four-seam fastball, and he gets him swinging. Verdugo's chasing there, and then Judge singles to left. That scored Anthony Volpe for the Yankees' first run of the night. That makes it 2-1. Whole new ball game. And then you have Stanton. He strikes him out looking, four-seam fastball, freezes him on the outer half, and then he gets Rizzo to foul out to end the game. So Johan Ramirez, I want to crunch his numbers since the whole Dave Roberts incident. It hasn't been perfect. Definitely has not been perfect. But still, I mean, the fact that he can contribute like he has, you really have to feel good for the guy because, look, the Dodgers, they're just trying to find a way to get everything together with his bullpen, get Brazier back, get Brewstar back. Joe Kelly is someone who could be 60-day IL'd. Ryan Brazier could be 60-day IL'd. And those are moves that are possible because it doesn't feel like they're on the mend as quickly as we had hoped. But, I mean, you look at since the Dave Roberts moment, Johan Ramirez has not allowed a run. He has not allowed a run. He pitched an inning of scoreless ball against the Reds in the Sunday loss, and then the Mets series, 1 inning of scoreless ball, and then against the Rockies, he went an inning and 2/3 of scoreless ball, and then the Pirates, an inning, and then 1.1, he goes an inning and a third in Wednesday's loss to Pittsburgh, and then tonight he gets the save. He gets the save in tonight's game. So, yeah, he has totally turned his season around. And, yeah, I mean, that's not a charged earned run tonight. And I think the big difference with him is you saw him throw 14 pitches, 11 for strikes. When he's pounding the zone, he has good stuff. He definitely has good stuff. And Michael Grove gets the win. He's 4-2 on the year. Johan Ramirez, he gets the save. So that's definitely a move. I think there's a couple moves tonight with Dave Roberts. I think Johan Ramirez, just kind of the move a couple weeks ago, that impacted tonight's win because Ramirez has really turned his season around. And then how about leaving Yamamoto in there? How many times are you guys screaming, Captain Hook, Dave Roberts, leave? Just stay on the top step of the dugout. Don't go out there and get too cute and overthink this and play the matchup and look at the cards and try to find the genius complex and saying, oh, I'm going to try to use this as a chess game. Maybe just leave the pitcher that's having the best night of his career on the biggest stage that he's ever pitched in the show and let him go out there and see what he can do. And he did just that. And Yamamoto rewarded him by striking out Giancarlo Stanton, four-seam fastball up in the zone. All right, guys, so let's do all your takes. Fire them away. We got Diane Schroeder down below in the comments section. Always represented. We got Fire Roberts from Cesar. It's a fire take. Teos. Oh, yeah, absolutely. I mean, Teoscar Hernandez leaping catch there in the first inning. That was a great play that really helped out Yamamoto early on because I'm sure he's trying to settle into this start, and anytime you get good defense early on, especially like that from your outfielder, it definitely helps the cause. And Yankees are all about the grift. That's from Kenny Chung. Ramirez did a great job from Tina Guzman. Luck's making me lose years off my life. Soft Roberts from Joe Renteria. Patrick Lord, Yamamoto is going to be twirling in blue for a long time. Absolutely. I love hearing Vin call games like tonight. Yeah, it was a special night at Yankee Stadium. Bilal K, the actions of New York for years has been why Friedman needs to make us invincible. No, that's a great point. That's a great point in the sense that the baseball world has invited the Dodgers to take over, right? Because the Guggenheim Group has told Andrew Friedman in the baseball operations department, we want to win. We'll pay. Fine. CBT, we'll go over it. Pay the tax, we're fine. Go up to the third, pay the Cohen tax, we'll do that. We just want to win. So, great point, because these Yankees aren't George Steinbrenner's Yankees. I mean, you got Steinbrenner already talking about not wanting to pay Juan Soto, okay? I can't imagine George Steinbrenner doing that back in the day. They're going to try to keep all their stars and be desperate to win. There's a reason why they haven't won a World Series title since 2009. I'm not a fan of Van Scoyoc. That's from Robert. That's from IB Strokin. Quick hypothetical. Bottom of the ninth, 2 out, down 1, running on third. Who do you want at bat? Austin Barnes, Miguel Vargas, or Gavin Lux? Come on now. That's a silly question. You know what I'm saying, my boy Miguel Vargas, okay? Yes, the defense was suspect yesterday, but Miguel Vargas, look, here's the thing. Miguel Vargas has no business not getting anything that Chris Taylor is getting, right? I think Miguel Vargas has proven that he's a better at-bat. He's more equipped to handle major league pitching in 2024 and provide this team a lift compared to Chris Taylor. And you look at what he's done so far since he's been back. I mean, look, he went 1 for 4 against the Pirates, had a double, went 1 for 3 against the Rockies. I mean, he definitely is someone I'd like to see in there. Austin Barnes is always someone, I mean, you saw the base hit he got off of Blake Snell in Game 6 of the 2020 World Series. They really turned the tide of that game and really gave the Dodgers the momentum to finish the job there. Gavin Lux had some clutch base hits too. I mean, 2021 Game 5 of the NLDS against the Giants, he really started that rally. Him and Cody Bellinger, their ability to get base hits there and get things going and really set up that win for the Dodgers as well. So I think for Lux, though, yeah, I mean, not a good night for Gavin Lux at the plate. Strikes out, looking there in extra innings. He ends up at the bottom of the lineup going 0 for 5, and he's now hitting 204 on the year. So 204 for Gavin Lux. This month, he's 2 for 17 in June, and he has 1 double. So, yeah, I mean, he's basically a 200 hitter right now for the course of the season, and we've seen a pretty decent sample size, too, when it comes to Gavin Lux. I mean, you're already over that 150 at-bats that they were talking about. But let's do some more comments here, guys. Thanks for rocking with us here on the Dodgers Nation postgame show. We'll be back tomorrow. We got Richard Flores. I needed to change my underwear after this game. Okay, you know that's a bruh. That's a bruh, okay? And you got me on that one. D-Mac, you struck out on ball 4. That's from Roy Estrada. Yeah, I mean, that's another one. I mean, some chasing. You're talking about Will Smith striking out in a big spot. Not the best night for Big Willie style, the clutch Prince. He struck out in a big spot. And, yeah, I mean, got to give credit to, I mean, this Yankees team, I mean, that bullpen, they went out there and you really were impressed by their ability to neutralize this Dodgers offense. And yes, I get it. It felt like a postseason game, and the Dodgers offense was performing like it was a postseason game for the past couple of seasons. But thankfully, they were able to get that dub, and feels a lot better and kind of masks the deficiencies of this offense. But still, I will say the offense is definitely an issue right now. It absolutely is an issue for a lot of different reasons. Just the lack of consistency at the bottom of the lineup. Shohei Ohtani hitting under 200 the last couple of weeks. Mookie Betts hitting under 200 the last couple of weeks. I mean, with Mookie and Ohtani are struggling right now. And Will Smith, he's not his best right now. This offense misses Max Muncy. And if you want, I dropped a video earlier, 10 outfielders the Dodgers could trade for to add another stick to this lineup. So, D-Mac, Dodgers win, though. Dodgers win. What up, Cowboys? 5 rings. Nando, fire Roberts for rolling the dice with Ramirez on a big game. Lux struck out when he looked at CT3. That's from Joe Renteria. Hepatitis wasn't 150 at-bats the cutoff for Lux. Friedman, it's over. That man, time to send him to Siberia. Wow, that's a rough one. I'll give you a finish. Why'd I say I don't know. Miguel Vargas is, I don't know. Miggy Varg, my man. Hey, Miguel Vargas. Hey, we got Bilal K. How many of the Dodgers fans knew that before Shohei Ohtani deferred much of his salary? Freeman Did he do the same when he signed a franchise shortstop this year? And Soto will seal the deal. No deferrals needed. Yeah, how about just have an Ohtani bobblehead night every night, and they could get any player they want. Sign Ohtani. You already have that in the fold. Ohtani bobblehead every night. You get Willie Adames. You get Juan Soto. I mean, just go crazy with it. But, yeah, a couple more here, guys. But big win for your Los Angeles Dodgers. Dodgers get their 40th win of the season, 8.5 games up of the San Diego Padres in the National League West. So always feels good to have that cushion because they had been 12-12 in the last 24 games. They were still having a nice lead, still had the biggest lead in their division. So games like this are, I think, what this team needs to truly evaluate what they have. But we got, I'm struggling watching CT3 in our lineup. Struggling. That's from Sammy. B. Guzman, if you want the dub, you got to Teoscar. That's a fire tag. That's a comment of the show. There you go. D-Mac. We have been getting neutralized by a 7.8 ERA, 7 ERA pitcher. Thank you, Teoscar. Yeah, it hasn't been pretty. Trust me. This team isn't firing on all cylinders right now, but definitely a win that you can build upon for sure. And I think this team kind of needed a lift like this. And this offense is going to get it going. I guarantee you that. But right now, it's a struggle. It truly is a struggle. I mean, from a lineup construction standpoint, I mean, your best hitter should bat second. And if not, he should bat fourth. If, to me, everyone says move Freddie second, no, you would move Freddie to cleanup. Right? That would actually help this lineup more. If you look at modern lineup construction, we'll take a whole episode to get into that. But GB2K, first time seeing this channel, but why you so obsessed with putting down New York? Massive inferiority complex, 27 rings, brother. Being number 2 ain't bad. Hey, first of all, welcome to the show. Be sure to subscribe and comment. Go Ohtani. Hey, nothing against New York. Start spreading the news, man. The Dodgers, they won today. And I think if you look at this Dodgers team, you can talk about the 27 that you've had. I think that next 10, 15 years, the Dodgers are going to have more World Series titles than the Yankees, but I don't have any animosity towards the Yankees. I follow them closely. I think that their history and their tradition is unmatched. Let's just be honest. Let's call it what it is. But I think for this Dodgers team, they're almost married to the Yankees in the sense that faced off 11 times in the World Series. Last time the Dodgers faced them in 1981, they were able to get that dub. But still, I think that my biggest takeaway, number one takeaway tonight, baseball needs this matchup in the postseason. Baseball needs the New York Yankees with the stars they have, with Judge, with Soto, with Cole, with Stanton, all those guys going up against this Dodgers team. Imagine how electric that would be. It would take this sport of baseball to a new level. You had historic lows last season with the Rangers and the Diamondbacks. You need either the Dodgers or the Yankees, but let's get them both because that would feed families, man. We're about a 78% functional now. Super chat from Sammy Boy Smith. Appreciate you on that super chat. Let them know, D-Mac. What up, Frankie? Proud Yankee hater right there. Bilal K, compare New York Yankee fans to other fans. Yamamoto's sequence was on point. Slider was working, and Ned need to use it more. Yeah, I mean, that's a fantastic take right there. I mean, you saw the slider usage tonight for Yamamoto. It was absolutely a pitch that he relied upon. And that's definitely a big difference. I mean, tonight, he goes that slider 11% of the time. He threw it 12 times. The velocity was up on it. The spin was up on it. And you saw him go to it in some big spots there. And I think that for Yamamoto, just to have other pitches outside of the splitter, outside of the curveball, the yo-yo curveball, I mean, it just makes it so difficult for hitters. It makes it so difficult for opposing hitters to figure him out. And that's why I think, too, you saw the exit velocities not as high tonight because of the effectiveness of that slider. I mean, there were some, look at the strikeout to Trevino. I mean, that slider on the outside corner, it was nasty. But that's going to do it for this episode of the Dodgers Nation post-game show. We'll be back tomorrow doing more shows than ever. Thanks for rocking with us and subscribing to the #1 Dodgers post-game show here on YouTube, where we're going to start doing giveaways during live episodes. So watch out for that. We're doing a gift pack that we're working on right now. And, of course, we have the Shohei Ohtani jersey giveaway that we are doing at 95,000 subscribers. All you have to do is subscribe to the channel and comment "Go Tani" down below. Let's do a couple walk-off shots before we head out of this one. Let's get some final takes because you guys have been killing it all night long in the comment section. Thanks, D-Mac. Go Cowboys. Roy Estrada throwing in some Cowboy love. We got, oh no, I got to take down my panic decorations. Thanks, Paul Vaughn. Appreciate you. Let's go, Gavin Stones tomorrow. A $9.99 super chat from Josh Schuster at the buzzer in extra innings here. We got Roberts putting Faith in Ramirez is close to close it out was a big move. He'll go into that next game with confidence, 100%. His confidence is continuing to build. The stuff is there. The velocity is there. It's just about executing pitches and pounding the zone. Thanks, D-Mac. Let's get a victory lap. We got Diane Schroeder, always rock with us, the fairy godmother, the Dodgers Nation live streams out there. We got Professor Yamamoto in the chat. Frank Hooligan. Sweeney needs to be in this lineup. We'll talk about that tomorrow. And some other guys I think deserve an opportunity that really should. Tupac F. Biggie. That's from Daniel. Okay, it's getting real East Coast, West Coast. We're Shook Knight to break this thing up. But see you later, Roy Estrada. See you later, Michael McCaffrey, Mario. See you guys. Let's sweep the Yankees. NPC, let's get it done. But that is going. Victor Bondo says Dave Roberts, the next Lakers coach. I think that's going to be Danny Hurley. But that's going to do it, guys. My name is Doug McKain. You can follow me on X and Instagram at DMAC_LA. Subscribe to the channel. Hit that subscribe button. Hit that notification bell. Hit that like button for your Los Angeles Dodgers on the way out. And as always, nothing brings us together quite like Dodger baseball. Until next time, think blue,